So I'm going to start from here, and then you can see the place once I return from the forest. I'm gonna make the promised walk through the forest. On the left side is the border. Everything on the right side is ours. Everything on the left side is somebody else. So you can hear some birds. You can see some oaks, some branches, dry branches of oak, which are gonna become something beautiful after some time when I'm gonna get some extra time on my hands to do that. This is called King's Bench. For some reason somebody named it like that, and last winter some wind took it down, so I'm waiting for some more people to arrive to put it back into the place. As you can see, there's the fireplace, and there's like always the winds are blowing from that side. There's an oak up there with some dry branches, but yeah, there's some firewood for the bonfires in the summer or in the winter. As you can see, everything is blooming on the ground. There are still no leaves on the trees yet. It's still spring. It's 1st of May today. Here's the pole which says where my land is ending. There's this ditch, or how you call it, where that's the border. This is the old railway. It goes through our property. It's for my knowledge, the only section which still exists here in this region. On that railway, my wife's grandfather was carrying stones to the city to build the railway station and all the other stuff, and it was done with the horses. So that was a long time ago. After Second World War, they took it off and built a new one, railway, which is now off, and government is promising that there's gonna be some green road built there. There's lots of those stones here. Really interesting how the trees are hugging them. This is our central place in the forest where we celebrate my wife's birthday, which is in the same day as Latvia's birthday. So that's a nice place. There are those linden trees here with this magic stone in the middle of them, and when you look up it feels amazing, especially in the autumn when the leaves are yellow, sometimes even reddish, but mostly yellow. There's some Christmas tree. Some guys was how to say, find a place where to put it, and they put it in here. This is the most dangerous thing, poisonous thing in Latvia. It's really dangerous. You even do not touch it, because my son just touched some blooms and did like this thing with his fingers, and then he just threw it away, and his stomach was hurting for 2 days. So that's really poisonous here. So some bigger trees, some oak trees, some branches drying for some projects. Here's some aspen wood, which I cut it down, let's say 3 years ago. You can see the stump. I was hoping to do something on the stump, but didn't have an extra time on my hands. There's the stump. It was 80 years old, and yeah, this is the section which me and my oldest son cleaned up this winter from those hazelnuts. We want to get rid of most of the hazelnuts because they are making a huge shade in the forest, and in the summertime it's dark. This is the firewood from the hazelnut, and we are taking the hazelnut off in the quantity so we can do it for the firewood and not more for one winter, so it's the rest is still growing. That's the part where our property ends on the left side, and yeah, here's some aspens, like huge aspens, and they are laying like that for the time being. I'm here, it's 6 years already, and I was at the starting moment thinking, you can see the one there, that they are gonna fail, but they do not fail that easily. And when we started, this was the dark corner, the darkest corner of the forest, and we are still calling it the darkest corner of the forest, but it's now the brightest because across that old railway, which you can see here, there were a forest, a huge forest, and they cut it down some time ago, and now it's the whitest part. So some more oaks and some lindenbaums, and some I marked those. Those are the trees whom I bring here from the last summer's trip to Sweden. I walked past and didn't show you the one which I brought 2 years ago from Tatry Mountain. And yeah, so here we are again on the old railway. Old railway, not the old. There are two kinds of old and the old. So here's some aspen which we cut it down last winter. The wind took it, so we needed to do something with it. This is the border. We are on the border. Here's my old construction work, which has fell apart for a time period of 4 years. This is the old railway. You can drive with the bicycle there and do a hikes there. It's around 100 kilometers long. So here's the bridge, my old bridge. I need to do it, renew it. So there's gonna be some fruit out of that aspen wood. There's again this pole which suggests that our land ends here, and this is the aspen which is now drying. It's had a beautiful texture in it, and I like aspen for the fruits. It's like light but still durable. Here's the stump. This was 70 years old. There was another one which fell down 2 years ago, and that was 80 years old. So some more firewood drying, and some nice Christmas trees and some small oaks. I treasure those small oaks. I try to take good care of them. Some animals ate those ends of the Christmas trees, and it's now a question, will they survive at all? Then there are some interesting things like that in the birch trees. Some other fireplace which is already filled with some raspberries. I think those called raspberries. Some other bridge which I made with my oldest son, and there are gonna be some others which I made with my father. Still waiting for my youngest son so we can build the other oak tree with some dried branches, but it's still alive. It's just those branches there. So the bridge wasn't fair to my youngest boy. Didn't tell that the construction by the name King's Bench actually was made by my youngest son. So there's this bridge which is missing, which I'm gonna build with my youngest son. Still can't get there, but yeah. So I don't know, can you see the reddish there? That's my workshop. I can see my workshop's window from here. Actually, once we cleaned it up, the forest, now I can see my workshop from everywhere. So here's some resting place from the work. That's a bit of aspen firewood, and yeah, from here you can see the workshop and our tiny house. This is the bridge we made with my father. There's this place. We are there. Those wild peach trees, not the peach. One of those wild trees, but when it's blooming, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna film it once it does. This is the place we are calling the United States of America, because we discovered it. It was grown in, and we didn't know that there are those beautiful oak trees, and we made a swing here. It's already here for the 5th year, still holding on nicely. So we are going back now to the old railway. There's a bridge which I made by myself only. This is not from the hazelnut like the others, but it's from the oak and some ash tree. There's some oaks again with some dried branches, and this is the place where I want to build a shelter with the fireplace in the middle and open type, but with the roof, so you can sleep under there in the winter time. Once you do the bonfire, it would be possible to do that. This is a really nice oak tree. I like it. I hope to do some tiny house up there. It's perfect for that. So here we are again on the old railway with some oaks, and yeah, there are some ash trees, but here in Latvia, that's an ash tree. Here in Latvia we have this problem because there is not anymore those cold winters. This is a cute ash tree. There are some fir trees. We have this problem with the ash trees. They are dying because there are no more cold winters, except the last one was really cold, but usually we don't have them anymore, so they rot by the stump. Otherwise they are all right, and this one is gonna get down in some storm. I wanted to cut it down this winter, but haven't had the time to do that, and I want to make some construction on my lake from that those two ash trees. So we are nearing back to the central place, and this is another bridge which I gifted my wife in her birthday, so she can get to the central place to celebrate her birthday. So again, some huge aspens, some lindenbaums, some huge hazelnuts. This one is a huge one. There's gonna be some flutes once I cut it down, but I try to cut them down in the winter and in the right moon phase, so it's less alive and less juice in it. So there's some another aspen drying out, from whom I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to do the shelter there where I showed you. It's gonna be kind of like the king's bench, but just like octagon shape. This is a nice oak tree, two of them. There is some animal stuck in there. When some kids come here, I said to them that, you know, there was this big flood and it's just didn't made it, the flood. So there are those two beautiful oak trees and a lindenbaum going through them. And in Latvia we call oak is a brother and linden is a sister. So there are two strong brothers and the sister is going through them, and they are living together there, let's say like that. So we are back. You can see the bee houses there, and this is really strange oak tree. It doesn't shed his leaves in the winter. It just stays like that, and once the new ones grow, then it takes care of the old leaves. So there you can see my stage, one of the first buildings I built here. If I play my flute there, then the forest resonates and it sounds beautiful. I have some clip on the YouTube with the birds and me playing from there. And there's some plum trees. Those are beautiful. They now look kind of ugly, but once they start to bloom, it's gonna be beautiful. So that's that part. Here's the old oak tree. We have a picture of 50 peoples celebrating wedding in the 70s, and it still looks the same in this hugeness. So that's my lake. That's the nicest place in the summer to get tanned. That's some bench there made with my friend. That's my old childhood's house, which I brought here, but didn't have the energy and time to build it back up again. But someday I will build something beautiful from it. So these we are calling Himalayan mountains, because they are mountains, the only mountains around here. Mostly here everything is flat, maybe some meters up, but so from here, after sauna, we are jumping in the lake. You can see everything around here now from here. The lake here underneath me is around 5 meters deep, so it's nice to jump in there. So there's the sauna and the bathtub. There's my workshop. There's Boris running somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna run somewhere. He's looking for me, but he cannot understand where am I. Boris! He's old. He's old and his hearing is not so well, but otherwise he's inside, he's feeling like a young boy, doesn't matter what. So there's the Ginta's Park. She actually raised some flowers there and something, and we cleaned it up this winter and did some firewood from there. But actually I'm hoping that I'm gonna make some rivers there, which are gonna go from this lake. There's this thing, I don't know how it's called in English. In Latvian we call that pudelis, and you can do fire in there, and in the night when it's dark, it's lights up all the sauna thing and everything. So here's the firewood for the bathtub, and the bathtub itself with those beautiful oak stairs. And here's the Boris. Boris. Oh, Boris. So, and yeah, there's a old well underneath there. That's where we're getting our water from. And yeah, we can, there's some more oak, and Boris needed to piss on it. All right, you can see the plum trees are already starting to bloom a little bit, and it's gonna be something once it does. Oh, it's almost a half-hour video. Didn't think that it's gonna be so long. So there's I don't know how that tree is called in Latvian. It's kastanis. It also blooms really nicely. There are my son's and my friend's cars. There are the place where we are celebrating midsummer, there by the fireplace, and this is my workshop, and this is some other bench. I made those benches, 7 of them I think. It's aspen with the oak legs. And there are some foods drying. There was the old house there on those constructions. There's the apple tree beneath whom we are living there, and that's my workshop, and that's the end of our little tour. There are some unfinished foods and there are some almost finished flutes.